Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. Okay, yes, we've tried so many of these. Too many probably. But this one stands out. It caught me off guard. Let's figure out why together. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details. Let's begin by examining the insights provided by our first reviewer.
This reviewer describes this mesh system as a good, solid choice, but one that comes with some significant trade-offs. In a large, multi-story home with over 100 connected devices, our reviewer found that while this Wi-Fi router isn't the absolute fastest or most user-friendly on the market, its primary strength lies in its incredible value. The performance is more than adequate for a gigabit network, providing strong and consistent speeds throughout the house once properly configured. However, our reviewer cautions that the advertised coverage might be optimistic for larger or more complex homes. To truly eliminate dead spots and maintain top speeds in every corner, including garages or basements, it was necessary to install more satellite units than the standard package provides. Fortunately, expanding the network with additional nodes is a relatively straightforward and affordable process compared to other brands. The biggest drawbacks, however, are on the software side. The initial setup process was described as particularly challenging and is not recommended for anyone inexperienced with networking. The system management is done exclusively through a mobile app that this client found to be clunky, non-intuitive, and at times, unsettling with notifications that would falsely report disconnections. The lack of a web-based interface is a notable omission for those who like to fine-tune their network settings. Despite these frustrations, once the system is configured, it proves to be a stable, set-and-forget solution. Ultimately, this mesh system is a worthwhile consideration for users who have some technical confidence, are prepared to navigate a quirky setup, and prioritize raw performance and value over a polished software experience.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer is exceptionally pleased with their new 3-piece mesh system. After upgrading from an older setup to future-proof their home network, our reviewer found this new system to be a massive improvement. They opted for a specific model that includes a 5 gigabit port on each unit, which was a welcome feature. Their home, a 2-story house with a large yard, had always been a challenge for single routers, with internet speeds dropping off significantly on the second floor. The goal was to get seamless, wall-to-wall coverage not just inside, but across their entire property, and this router setup delivered that and more. The installation was described as unbelievably straightforward. Unlike their previous system that had a dedicated main router and separate satellites, any of the 3 identical units in this package can act as the primary hub. The client simply downloaded the companion app, plugged one unit into the modem, and the system configured itself automatically. The other 2 nodes were just as easy. Plugging them in was all it took for them to be detected and join the network. The whole process took less than 10 minutes from start to finish. Performance-wise, the results were stellar. Our reviewer reports getting their full internet plan speeds over Wi-Fi in nearly every square inch of their house and yard. Even in the farthest corner of their property, they still clocked impressive speeds that were almost as fast as a direct wired connection. Finally, the app was praised for being both powerful and user-friendly, allowing for detailed customization like naming devices and setting up alerts. A major highlight was the ability to access all these settings remotely, a feature their old system lacked. This was the reviewer's first time with a product from this manufacturer, and they were left extremely impressed, highly recommending it.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer recently upgraded their home network with this mesh system and wanted to share their experience. Previously, a single router struggled to provide consistent high-speed internet throughout the entire house, particularly affecting older 4 GHz devices. This client's search for a solution led them to this particular product, swayed by its comparatively lower percentage of negative reviews compared to competitor offerings. Initially, this client was a bit concerned about the subscription-based security software. However, the built-in security features proved sufficient for home use, especially when combined with existing antivirus protection. They even tested the system's security using the provided app and a third-party website, both providing reassurance. Setup had a minor hiccup with the app initially refusing to accept an email address, but that resolved itself. While the app-based interface might seem simplistic to those accustomed to web-based router software with extensive options, our reviewer found it to be effective in delivering full speed to all connected devices. Our reviewer advises against overusing the quality of service (QoS) feature, noting that the mesh system performs well enough without it. Initial testing with multiple high-priority devices resulted in noticeable speed drops. A helpful tip shared is to connect devices one at a time during setup, renaming them within the app for easy identification. Otherwise, identifying devices by comparing IP addresses becomes necessary. Manual band selection is possible, although this client experienced a minor display issue in the app when manually assigning a device to the 5 GHz band. The device then appeared as disconnected. Hopefully, this is something that can be addressed in a future update. Lastly, this client also experimented with fast roaming, finding that devices don't always switch nodes seamlessly unless the signal is significantly weak or a manual reassignment is triggered. Overray.
That's it for this one. If you found this helpful, tap that like button and subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Questions? Let's talk in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.